Coming up on today's show, hear the latest news in the Landman world, along with this week's top 5 career tips. It's all coming up on Landman Matters. Now here's your host, JD Carr.
Welcome once again, everyone. I'm JD Carr, your host of Landman Matters, and this is episode number 5. 5 keys to building a huge network on landmanconnection.com. Before we begin today, though, I'd like to let all of our members along the Texas Gulf Coast know that they're in our thoughts and prayers. Many of our members and their families in the Houston and surrounding areas have been evacuated due to this Hurricane Ike. Not sure what's going on with the weather this year, but it seems like we've had hurricanes popping up all over the place for the past month. It's terrible. Anyhow, for those of you that have been evacuated, be safe, and we'll keep you and your families in our prayers. Moving on to LMC. LMC is now 4 days old, and we've added just a little over 250 new members to the network. That's amazing. We've gotten members with all levels of industry experience, so that's a good thing. Members are connecting, finding jobs. It's just very exciting. So now that we've gotten off the ground, I'd like to discuss ways that you can make the most of LMC. If you've never been on a social network, or if you've only been on places like MySpace, it's understandable that it can seem a little overwhelming at first. But the fact of the matter is that every tool we offer on the site is designed to assist you in your career. Basically, LMC is like MySpace, except you don't have porn or kids. You have professional landmen that are looking for networking opportunities, jobs, learning experiences, etc. The community facilitates this in exciting new ways. So that being said, I'm going to talk about some of the best and easiest ways to grow your network on LMC and really start making the connections you need in your career. Number 1, the first thing you can do is leave comments on as many profiles as you can. For instance, every day we have new members signing up. You want to leave a welcome comment for all of these new members. These are new industry professionals signing up. Things that you can offer on their profile. You can offer advice on how to use LMC. Leave a signature block with a link to your profile page so that they can find you. Personalize your greeting to their name, website, background, whatever. Make it personal and you'll make a better connection. As far as introductions to existing members, create a simple introduction and ask a question. Take a look at, if they've got a resume posted, take a look at their background and derive a question from their background. Again, use a signature block with a link to your profile page. Try and make at least 20 new comments a day. I know it sounds like a lot, but that's the only way that this thing works. You've got to get out there and make comments. Personalize your greeting, again, to their name, website, or background. And make a contact request before leaving their profile. You can do that on the left-hand side of their page. You simply just add contact or add as contact, and if they accept your request, then automatically you become contacts, and then you can develop more of a dialogue. The second best thing that you can do is invite your colleagues and become a featured member. What I mean by this is when you invite your contacts, first of all, it'll indirectly promote you to them, but more importantly, those members that have the most invites, those are featured members, so they get more exposure on the network. So this is always a good thing for you. Having a large group of contacts gives you instant credibility, so I encourage all of you, invite all of your colleagues, get their email addresses, whatever you got to do, talk up the system, talk up the network. Many of you are already doing it, we need a lot more to do it. Another thing, the third step that you can do is join groups. We have some interesting groups on there. Join 3 to 5 groups that you're interested in. And then once you join, actively participate in the groups you're involved in. By this, I mean start discussions, and when other members start discussions, actually participate. We don't have that going on nearly enough. I realize we're only 4 days old, so I expect this to pick up, but definitely need to actively participate. If there's a group on there that if there's a group that you'd like to see on LMC, just send us an email at support@landmanconnection.com. We'll be happy to create a custom group for you. All that we ask is that you help bring in members to those groups that you create. So we'll be happy to do that for you. Another thing that you can do, number 4, reply to discussions in the forum. We've got some interesting discussions started for you. We want more. Also, post a blog or two. Realize a lot of you might not have time to write all the time, but writing a simple blog entry is definitely a way to generate exposure for yourself on the site, and it makes you stand out among other members. So reply to all the introductions. Start your own discussion by introducing yourself. That's the first step in the forum. The 5th step is build a great profile page. Make it a direct representation of yourself and your business or background. I realize there's not a lot of customization going on, but you can actually, if you'll just click on different parts of your page, you'll find that you can drag and drop different aspects of your profile, personalize it. As you add blog entries that I just discussed, that'll actually start showing up on your page. And you can also add industry videos. If you find something useful on YouTube or elsewhere, make sure you guys are adding that, and that'll automatically show up on your page as well. So those are different ways that you can customize your profile and make it your own and unique. Although there are boundaries that we don't allow a lot of links directly to your own URL, there are virtually no limits to promoting your own profile or groups which links to your site. In other words, you can have your company's website on your profile. In the groups that you're actively involved in, you can put links in there. That all helps in your networking, so I highly recommend that you all do that. And of course, if anyone's interested in advertising directly to members, we're open to that as well. One final note: networking on landmanconnection.com is really no different from any other business networking event that you attend in person. The rules of success are basically the same. For instance, in real life, you need to be well dressed. Well, on LMC, a professional profile and profile picture is like being well dressed. You're coming prepared. There's far too many members right now that don't have pictures. Please get a profile picture up if you haven't already done so. It just makes the community much more unique and certainly more professional. In real life, you also have to work the room. Again, this goes back to leaving comments that I described earlier, 20 comments a day. That's kind of working the room, but you're working it online. And also in real life, you engage before selling. What I mean by this is you don't just come right out trying to sell the person something. Take a look at their background, take an actual interest in the person, and leave a comment that's thoughtful. Also in real life, you would ask for a business card. The equivalent on LMC is to make a contact request. Once you made that contact request and the other party has accepted it, then you have a new contact, and that's how networking works. You would never show up to an event in a tank top and start shouting out loud, "I need a job," over and over again. It's rude, and people will ignore you, and you'll probably be escorted outside by security and told never to come back. The same holds true here on LMC, so take some of these points in mind. These are the 5 best ways that you can develop a really professional and useful network on landmanconnection.com. If all the members that we have will do this, and especially with the invites, this community could grow to 10,000-15,000 members within the first 3 or 4 months, and that's when the communities really kick in, and they really become a tool. So I encourage all of you to implement these 5 steps. If you have any questions or need any support, again, you can always contact us at support@landmanconnection.com. We're always here to answer your questions and help any way that we can. I encourage you all to take a look at our new store that's launching on Monday, September the 15th. The Landman Gear Shop's going to have t-shirts and clothing and stickers and I don't know what all, but we've got a lot going on. It's going to be really neat, and it's unique items for the Landman industry, so there'll be some neat stuff on there for you and your loved ones even. I think there's even a section for babies, so that's really cool. Another thing that I'd like to announce that is very few people know about is starting in January of next year, we're actually going to launch the first online training center for beginning landmen. Eventually, our goal is to expand it to more experienced landmen with advanced courses, but initially we're going to launch with a basic level course, fundamentals of being a landman. There's a ton of things that are going to be unique about this, and it's so much better than going to a 2-day seminar that costs $500. It's going to be cheaper, it's going to be better training, and there's going to be far more support and expertise involved. So we're really excited about that. So that's, again, this all goes back to growing the industry through training, networking. It all ties into landmanconnection.com. So we're really excited to be up and running. We're very excited to have all of you with us. If you're listening to this on iTunes or online, please, if you haven't already checked it out, go to landmanconnection.com and sign up today. Membership's free. There's a ton going on, and we're growing very quickly. We'd love to have all of you. Well, that's going to wrap up this show this week, everyone. I appreciate you coming out and listening. I'll be back next week, same time, same channel. Take care, everyone, and have a productive week.
You've been listening to Landman Matters, brought to you by LandmanConnection.com, the #1 network for the professional landman community. Everything for today's professional landman.